friends, thanks for joining me here today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Kari Woo and I am a full-time studio jeweler and interdisciplinary artist, currently living in Canmore, Alberta, Canada, the Great Canadian Rockies. So it's strange days that we find ourselves in indeed, and it's been a task to try to not fall into despair and give in to the collective anxiety that's all around us. So I spent some time contemplating how I want to be showing up on the shores of these days and the uncertainty that is in front of us. And I've decided that I'm here to be in service to beauty. And so today I'd like to offer a free class in beauty making. It's a little jewelry course that you can be participating in from the comfort of your own home using tools that you may already have at home. And so I'm just going to switch the camera around here and then I'll show you what we can get up to today. Okay, so here we are with our tools, and let me introduce you to these tools. So the ones that you most likely will have at home are here, where you'll recognize them as more for the ladies, your nail tools or cosmetic tools. But these are really handy for making or manipulating small jewelry parts. And so you'll see your pliers have flat edges that have little gap, like hardly any gap in there. So they're really great for gripping small things and manipulating them. So now you'll see that that's similar to the specialized jewelry tools, which also have really good ability to grip things, and they're also flat inside, so you can see those flat surfaces, and they also have no grips on them, right? So because some of you might want to pull out your needle nose pliers from home out of your tool kit, but these aren't ideal for jewelry making because they have grips on them that may mark your metal up. So if you do indeed have these and you want to use them, I would recommend putting some masking tape on the teeth there, okay? So here's another special set of jewelry pliers. These are square flat nose pliers, and so you'll see that those are also quite smooth on the inside, and again, they're really great for being able to hold and grip small components to be able to manipulate them, and I'll show you that in action in just a few minutes. The other tool that's quite handy to have is your set of nail clippers, and the reason these are handy is because they're a cutter, and you'll notice here that that is very similar to my special pliers here, which are side cutters that I use to cut wire. But you know, nail clippers have that same cutting action as these side cutters. So if all you have at home are tweezers and nail clippers, you know, and a pair of old rusty needle nose pliers, you go ahead and grab those. And while you're doing that, I can put a little bit of tape on the end of here just to show you how to cover up that ends of that. So now the masking tape will come off pretty easily once you start using them, but it'll last for a little while. So not ideal, but if that's all you have, it's a good place to start. Okay, so here we go. There's that. And then one more pair of pliers I might show you would be these ones if you have specialized tools or want to get them. These are called round nose pliers, and so you'll see that they have tapered round noses, and they're round here, and so they're great for working with, of course, round shaped components. So there we go. All right, so jewelry makeover. Let's begin our beauty making for today. So I'm gonna pull into the screen here some jewelry items that I picked up from our local thrift store here in Canmore. I love thrift shopping. Been missing our thrift store during this time, but it's good that I have some of this stuff in my collection. So when you come to your old pieces of jewelry, quite often you will find very standard ways that pieces or components in your jewelry are connected. And one of those ways is through something called, well, they're round links, but they're called jump rings. And so to start deconstructing a piece of jewelry and taking it apart, you just have to undo the jump rings. And so you can use your tweezers to do that. And so most jump rings you will find are not soldered together. They're not closed. And if they are, you can always use your cutters to cut them, but you know, you can just use your tweezers to open that up. And so I hope that my camera is capturing all that, but there you go. I've just opened the jump ring up. So then you can just take that apart, and then you may want to preserve that jump ring that you've taken out there. For what I'm going to do here, it's not the jump ring I want to use, so I'm just going to set it aside, and I'll save these components for other projects that I might come to at another time. And so again, I could take my tweezers, and I'm using these because some of you at home might just have only these, so I want to show you how easy it is to use these tools. So there we go. We've taken a component off of there that I want to use in making a new piece of jewelry. So again, there's the jump rings. There's some extra pieces that I might save, put into my pile for another project. But for now, I'm wanting to use this piece here. We're going to make a new pendant rather than a whole necklace. I'm going to want to make a pendant here. Now the other thing that you'll always see or often see on necklaces, of course, are the clasps. And so you know, you can take those apart and keep them, you know, and sometimes these jump rings are so thin and flexible that you can just use your hand, your fingers, to take that apart. So I'm going to take that clasp off of there. We might end up using that, and then I'm just going to save those jump rings, put those aside, and put that aside. Okay. So I've got this nice component that I think will make a nice necklace. I wanted to simplify, so I'm just gonna move that aside here, move these pieces aside, and I'm gonna introduce you to some other pieces that I've collected over some time. And just to save us time on this little video, I've already been partially deconstructed. So this necklace used to have a charm on it, which I took off. And I think it was broken when I got it, so it has no clasp on the end of it, and so that's why I wanted to use this clasp from the necklace that we just took apart. So I'm going to add that clasp onto here, and you know, I took jump rings off, but I don't think that they're strong enough, and so what I can do, if this doesn't have a jump ring on the end of it, is find a different jump ring. Or actually, I'll look back to the piece that we just took apart, and there were some other jump rings on here. You can see there's two different thicknesses of jump ring on there, and the one in the middle here is a bit thicker and tougher, and so for that reason I might have to go and use my needle nose pliers here and a pair of tweezers, and so to take that apart. Might change hands here. Hold it. I'm right-handed, so hold it in my right hand, my left hand. Move with the left. There we go. Got a good grip on it. So I've taken this other jump ring off, which is quite a bit stronger, which is a good thing because I want to attach my clasp. So you can kind of see that I'm putting that ring through the bottom of the clasp, and I'm going to put it through the little link there. You can see that. And then I'm going to want to close it back up. So I'll grab these needle nose pliers again. And those tweezers, and give it a good close. Oh, I think I might just grab my jewelry pliers. There we go. So when you're doing a jump ring back up, you want to try to make sure that those two ends of the ring are connecting, and you'll see that that one's not quite connected. So I'm going to use these pliers to kind of squeeze it together a little bit to even that out. So that's more how we want it to be, is the end of it. Can you see that? The end of it, kind of end to end, butt to butt there, the end of that. Okay, so now we have a clasp on our chain, and you'll notice at the end of this chain, it's got a different link system kind of at the other end of it. And these links make the chain adjustable, so the clasp can close onto any one of those chains, which is a nice feature to have. I like it when chains do that. Okay, so now I just want to add a jump ring onto here so it hangs off of that chain. And I have, from my other collection of jump rings, just pulled in one. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put it through there. And if it's, usually if you have, you've bought jump rings commercially, they'll come already split apart like that. And sometimes you just need to spread them apart a little bit more. And then we're going to put that on there like that. So you can see it's still open. And you know, I want to add a little bit of something, a little something different to this. So I've got another component here that I've collected from another piece of jewelry I deconstructed. So I have a little collection of stuff, and I'm just going to add that onto here because I think it's a nice addition to this. There we go. And then I'll put all of that on to the jump ring, and I'm going to use a combination of the tweezers and my special pliers there. Okay. So there is a nice new pendant set. You see that there? All right, so put that aside. So that was one project, but now maybe, you know, I'll show you a couple of other things here. So here's another partially deconstructed necklace that was from a thrift store, and so it's already been taken apart. I've used other components of it from on another project. So you can see here, there's another clasp and some extra chain. There's going to be lots of extra chain. But what I want to do is take apart the pendants or these components and keep the one length of chain on them, because I'm going to add them onto these, which are shepherd's hooks. So these are for earrings. So I'm going to make a pair of earrings out of this partially deconstructed necklace. So again, you can see there's the jump ring that's holding the rest of the chain onto this component. So we're just going to take that jump ring apart. There we go. There's the little opening, and here's our, there we go. So you can either close that jump ring back up or just take it off and leave it in your pile and start collecting these things. All right. So these jump rings aren't as tough, so I can use the tweezers to take those apart. Whoops. Get a good hold on it. There we go. And so take that chain off, set that aside, take that jump ring off, set that aside. All right, so now we have these fun components for earrings, but maybe that's a little long, so I'm gonna actually fold these chains up and loop them back into the other jump ring that's sitting there already. And so this time I'll use my jewelry tools. So generally when you open and close jump rings, you want to do a twisting motion like that. You don't want to pull them apart. You want to try to keep it so that the ends can come back together as easily as possible. So now what I'm going to do is loop this chain back up on there. and then close it. There we go. So there's one. Here's another. Oopsies. There we go. So now you see I've got that one. I don't know if you can see that in the camera very well, but it's not very well closed. The two ends of that chain have overlapped, or that jump ring, excuse me. So this is where this round nose set of pliers can be useful. So I might hold. So the square nose pliers are often just kind of like the vice grip. So I might be able to pull this apart a little bit without misshaping it completely. And then reshaping because it's round. These pliers are round, so they help to keep the round shape on that jump ring. And then I might just give this a little squeeze this way to clamp it down a little bit. Okay, so there we go. We've got it closed. Not perfect, but it's not a weight-bearing jump ring, so it's not the end of the world if it's not closed perfectly. So now, usually on shepherd's hooks, you'll see the same thing. There's usually a round little part down here, and it's not soldered closed, and you can take your pliers or tweezers and just open it up, just like that. Really simple. So you can open them up like that to take things off of your shepherd's hook or to put things on. And so that's what we're going to do here. And we're just going to close it up like that. And there is a nice, lovely new earring, set of earrings. It's a great way to recycle jewelry that's been in your jewelry box forever, that you don't wear anymore. Maybe you don't want to get rid of them because they're sentimental, you know, they came from jewelry that your grandma or your auntie gave you, but you'll never wear it. So this is a great way to repurpose what you already have, you know, and hold on to those good memories of those folks that might have gifted it to you. So there's a nice new pair of earrings. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we'll keep going for a couple minutes here. One more extra project, and this is made out of all components that I've already taken apart, and so you can see these lovely pieces that I love all of these pieces separately, and I want to put them together somehow to make a nice new piece. So we've got that, just push these out of the way. There we go. So I'm going to put these together. You can see how I'm just kind of laying it out to make a nice composition. I'm going to need a jump ring here, so I'll add that there. This chain doesn't have a clasp. I have an old clasp from another necklace that I took apart. And it's big. The scale of it is kind of nice. It suits this chain, so I'm going to use that here. I need a jump ring for that. And then I've got this little tiny piece that came off of another old piece, so I think I'm going to add that into here too. All right, so again, there's your pliers, jump ring, open that up. And I open that up because I want to add this component to it. See that? And these are nice, and the wooden ones were like that too, where there's two holes at the top and bottom, so you can kind of stack other other components on there. And so I'm just going to try to find the center of this chain. Right around there, and I'm going to close that up. That jump ring. Oh, that was nice and smooth. So there you can kind of see that hangs nicely. And then I'm going to put this copper piece on there. Put that copper piece there and attach it to our brass piece. Close that jump ring up. Sometimes it takes a couple of extra squeezes. There we go. Just be patient, okay? Be patient with yourselves, be kind to yourselves. So there's that. Quite like that. I like the contrast of the kind of bulky broad surface and that fine little component. And then at the end of this here, adding another jump ring, adding the clasp. So you can see I could probably use my big pliers with the masking tape on them to hold onto that and give it a good squeeze. So there we go. We've added the clasp, and now we can do that up. We've got a new piece of jewelry. 3 new pieces of jewelry, just like that. You know, in about 20 minutes we've done that or so. I mean, yeah. There we go, that one. And your lovely new earrings. So that's all from me today. I hope to be doing more of these to share with you in the coming weeks, since this situation seems like it might be going on for a little while. So my friends, to beauty and courage.